With the intriguing landscapes of biblical prophecies, there's an ultimate thing going on, Israel's ultimate battle right before the triumphant return of Christ. This clash, foretold in the scriptures, carries profound significance. So, let's dive into this video today to know the alignment of Israel's final battle with biblical prophecy as we approach the glorious return of our Savior. In the Bible, there's talk about a future world ruler known as the Antichrist. Interestingly, he's often referred to as the little horn, signifying that he begins his journey from a place of insignificance. This means that when people ask who the Antichrist might be today, we simply can't know because he's meant to rise from a position of obscurity. It could even be someone working behind the scenes, a face in the shadows, so to speak. We believe Satan has a potential Antichrist ready in every generation, just waiting to step onto the global stage. However, the Antichrist won't be revealed until after the Rapture, so speculating about his identity is not particularly fruitful. Instead, we should focus on knowing Christ until the Rapture takes place. Understanding the Antichrist. The Bible contains around 100 passages that discuss this coming world ruler, the Antichrist. People often wonder why we should even be concerned about the Antichrist when we won't be here during his reign. One reason is that the spirit of the Antichrist is already present in our world today. We can see signs of it all around us. Additionally, understanding the Antichrist's role in future events can provide us with comfort. It shows us that God can fully defeat the ultimate concentration of evil. So, if he can overcome the Antichrist, we can trust he will also deal with the evil we encounter today. Characteristics of Antichrist. Now, let's delve into some of the characteristics of the Antichrist as mentioned in the Bible. The Antichrist is often associated with deceit and the ability to manipulate and control people. He will be a charismatic figure, drawing many followers. His reign was initially marked by a covenant with Israel, promising to protect them from their enemies, particularly those in the Arab world. However, after 3.5 years, he breaks this covenant, initiating a time of great turmoil. The Antichrist's rule culminates with a disturbing act known as the Abomination of Desolation. He enters the Jewish temple, desecrates the Holy of Holies, and demands to be worshipped. His reign brought about immense persecution, overtly and through economic control. A system called the Mark of the Beast controls all buying and selling. Those who refuse to worship the Antichrist are marginalized and suffer severe consequences, such as starvation. The Antichrist's origin and rise. The Antichrist is foretold to rise from a reunified Roman Empire in the Bible. While the exact country remains unknown, it's anticipated that he will emerge from this political landscape. Contrary to some beliefs, it's likely that the Antichrist will be a Gentile rather than a Jew. The biblical imagery of him rising from the sea in Revelation 13 symbolizes his emergence from the Sea of Nations. Drawing a parallel with Antiochus Epiphanes from the book of Daniel, a historical figure who was a Gentile, adds weight to this interpretation. Surprisingly, despite expectations, the Antichrist is prophesied to become a severe persecutor of the Jewish people. Moreover, the Antichrist is projected to enter the world stage as a charismatic figure, presenting himself as a great peacemaker. This becomes a compelling promise in a world yearning for peace and prosperity. However, his peaceful facade is temporary, as, at a certain point, his true nature as an iron-fisted egomaniacal leader is revealed. With its rapid communication and technological advances, the current global landscape sets the stage for someone to quickly amass power and influence. Today's pervasive globalism aligns with the biblical portrayal of the Antichrist's rule. Distinguishing the Rapture and the Second Coming. Most people consider the Rapture and Second Coming of Christ to be the same. The Rapture, occurring 7 years earlier, is an event where believers meet the Lord in the air, a signless event that can happen at any moment. In contrast, the Second Coming transpires at the end of the tribulation, marked by numerous signs. The Rapture is an act of grace, where Jesus comes for his saints, while the Second Coming involves Jesus returning with his saints to judge and take control of the earth. In the physical Second Coming, Jesus is described as returning on a white horse, a powerful image symbolizing victory. While some aspects, like the sharp sword from his mouth, may be symbolic, it likely represents the truth that Jesus speaks as the word of truth. The white horse, often seen as a symbol of conquest, aligns with the idea of someone coming to take control. Interpretations may vary, but the essence remains. Jesus' return signifies victory and his rightful rule over the earth. This powerful event stands as a promise of justice and redemption, bringing hope to believers. The Battle of Armageddon. Further, as we delve into the climax of biblical revelation, we encounter the Battle of Armageddon, where Jesus Christ, accompanied by the redeemed family of God, returns to earth. Revelation chapter 16 unveils a gathering of all nations at Armageddon, emphasizing a significant detail: the drying up of the Euphrates River to make way for the kings of the East. This intriguing passage doesn't explicitly identify these kings, leading to speculation, with some suggesting they may be from China due to a massive army. Regardless, it sets the stage for a monumental clash involving nations worldwide. As the nations assemble at Armageddon, the unexpected unfolds when, upon witnessing Jesus Christ's return, they turn to fight against him. This starkly contrasts with the Rapture, an event happening in the twinkling of an eye, as the second coming becomes a visible, global spectacle. Dr. John Wallard's insight even envisions the second coming lasting for around 24 hours, with every eye witnessing the triumphant return of Jesus. Astonishingly, this collective rebellion signifies humanity's futile effort to rid themselves of God. Jesus confronts these armies, marking the final attempt to defy his authority. Following this intense confrontation, Jesus emerged victorious, dismantling the armies that had gathered against him. The evil forces, empowered by the Antichrist and his accomplice, the false prophet, face their ultimate judgment. The closing verses of Revelation chapter 19 depict the Antichrist, often symbolized as the beast, and the false prophet being thrown alive into the lake of fire, marking the culmination of their malevolent reign. As the Battle of Armageddon concludes, the defeat of the Antichrist and the false prophet signals the defeat of all the enemies of Christ. This decisive moment is a testament to the power and authority of Jesus over the forces of evil. The prophesied events unfold, reaffirming God's ultimate plan and his triumph over those who sought to defame him. This pivotal victory sets the stage for what lies beyond, the unfolding of God's final judgments and the establishment of his eternal kingdom. God's ultimate plan, defeat of the unholy Trinity. In the unfolding narrative of Revelation, we also witness the decisive defeat of the unholy Trinity, the false prophet, the Antichrist, and Satan. Drawing parallels from the Old Testament, where Enoch and Elijah ascended to heaven without experiencing death, the false prophet and the Antichrist face a starkly different fate. Chapter 20 reveals that upon Jesus' return, these malevolent figures are cast into the lake of fire, signaling eternal damnation. This vivid picture portrays God's uncompromising judgment on the forces of evil that sought to defy him. Following the defeat of the false prophet and the Antichrist, Revelation unveils God's judgment on Satan. As Jesus returns, Satan is bound in the abyss for 1,000 years, marking the transition to a significant era. This pivotal moment initiates the establishment of the Messianic kingdom on earth, a promise echoed throughout the Old Testament. The millennium, a 1,000-year reign of Christ, becomes the focal point, highlighting the supremacy of God's plan in human history. This unparalleled event underscores the magnitude of Christ's rule and earthly reign. The millennium, often called the 1,000-year reign of Christ, is the zenith of human history. As believers, contemplating returning to earth with Jesus during this holy era seems incomprehensible. Yet, the importance lies not only in understanding these profound truths, but in living today in the light of this impending reality. The promise of being part of a holy army with Christ should shape our present lives, influencing our perspectives, actions, and priorities. The invitation to know Jesus personally. Amidst the grandeur of biblical revelations, a more crucial inquiry surfaces, one that surpasses the significance of these cosmic events. The pivotal question revolves around personal faith and relationship with Jesus Christ. Beyond the intricate details of the apocalypse, the central focus beckons individuals to reflect on their connection with Jesus. The invitation echoes: do you know him? Have you embraced a personal relationship with Jesus Christ? This transcends theological discourse. It's an intimate encounter with the one who can transform lives. A poignant reminder accompanies this exploration of biblical prophecy. A phone number appears on the screen, a gateway to a prayer and care center where compassionate individuals stand ready to engage in conversations about knowing Jesus savingly. Amidst the complexities of prophecy and the grandeur of cosmic events, the essence of Christianity beckons, a personal encounter with Jesus that can literally change lives. The unfolding drama of Revelation serves as a backdrop to the central theme, the transformative power of a relationship with Jesus Christ. What do you think of the final battle of Israel before Christ's return aligning with these prophecies? Comment below and subscribe for more.